Welcome back to the Future Farmers Voices. Welcome to this podcast if you're new. My name is Lucia Slater.
And my name is Emma Howard.
On this podcast today, we are informing about edible horticulture. Yes, that means fruits like berries, strawberries, apples, oranges, bananas, and grapes. It also includes vegetables like broccoli, asparagus, carrots, peppers, corn, all that good stuff. To put horticulture into simple terms, horticulture is the science of growing plants you can eat, like fruits and vegetables. Horticulture could also be considered as design principles, plant health, and sometimes landscape management. Today's subject is mostly about edible horticulture. We are first informing you about blueberry production, specifically the 5 steps to harvesting blueberries. The first step to berry production is choosing the type of berry to plant. Make sure to select berry plants that are more likely to be suitable to your home climate, sunlight, and your soil condition. The second step to your berry production is preparing the soil. Make sure the soil looks more healthy. Add compost to give the soil the appropriate amount of nutrients so the berries can grow healthy. The third step is planting. You have to make sure to give the berry seeds enough room to grow. Berries required to be each 6 feet apart. Remind yourself to have a good amount of water immediately after planting. Pruning is the fourth step. Remove both damaged and dead branches to increase the impervation of the light and airflow to the berries. The fifth and final step to the process is harvesting. You'll have to harvest the berries at the right time. When they look fully ripe, you can pick them out. When the berries are perfectly ripe, they'd have the best flavor. When you're done picking them out, place them in the refrigerator at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure it has the high humidity to increase the time before molding.
Edible horticulture also is the production of fruits and vegetables. But what is the difference between fruits and vegetables production? While harvesting fruits, they grow from a seed to a flower from a flower's ovary. On the other hand, vegetables, they grow from the root. Fruits and vegetables do not always produce in the same season. It just depends on the plant. Unlike a fruit, vegetables parts of the plant are roots, stems, and leaves. On the other hand, fruits develop from a flower and contain seeds.
The third and final topic we're on about is some common orchard crops. For those who aren't familiar with orchards, common orchard crops include many fruits and nuts, such as apples, pears, peaches, plums, cherries, oranges, lemons, and varieties of nuts like walnuts, hazelnuts, peanuts, etc. An orchard is a group of trees or shrubs that are kept for food production. The orchard trees grow fruits and nuts, which are in general grown to be set as commercial production. The best climate for an orchard is ranging from 32 degrees to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. This sums up the basics of orchard trees.
When I was a kid and I was in kindergarten, my class went to a farm. It was my first time ever going to a farm. Once we got there from the bus, I was thrilled. My class and I went to the apple orchard. There, we got in tons of apples. I remember having apples at lunch for weeks. We then went to the pumpkin patch. We each picked out a pumpkin. Of course, my pumpkin was too heavy for me to carry, almost bigger than me. I was impressed by the hard work. There were so many apple trees. They had a shop at the farm with all their products they sell. There were so many, it was mind-blowing to a little 6-year-old.
To sum it up, the topics we have talked about today are berry production, common orchard crops, and the difference between fruits and vegetable production.
Thank you for listening to the Future Farmers Voices today. We hope you have learned about edible horticulture. Bye!
Bye!